One more time. Why are mission statements so terrible? And why do we even have them? What gets you out of bed in the morning? Do you wake up when the sun rises? Is it because you already know your kids are awake? I mean, look, I don't know what got you out of bed this morning, but I know that it probably wasn't your company mission statement. I mean, look, the purpose of a mission statement was noble. It was to provide employees with that clear purpose, to become a purpose-driven organization. And we know the research. Purpose-driven companies have more motivated employees. They have an easier time recruiting top talent. They drive that top talent to greater performance. We know that they have less turnover. We know that they have greater profitability, not just because they're performing better, but because customers respond to purpose-driven organizations. And companies have a lower cost of customer acquisition, longer tenure of customer loyalty, higher net promoter scores. We know that everything works better in a purpose-driven organization. But mission statements aren't really providing that purpose. I mean, it started out with that intent, but somehow the mission statement turned into this meaningless word salad that's better suited for a 10K than for a plaque at the company entrance. It's something that employees can't even recite, much less know what all those different buzzwords actually mean. I mean, here's a few examples. How about this one? The company's primary objective is to maximize long-term shareholder value while adhering to the laws of the jurisdictions in which it operates and at all times observing the highest ethical standard. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you get all that? Are we done? Okay. You probably got lost right when I did at the phrase long-term shareholder value. That's a subject for a whole other video. The rest of the mission statement is basically don't get in trouble with the newspapers and don't end up in jail. Right? There's nothing here about why the company exists, what it even sells or service it even offers. There's none of that. And this is a Fortune 500 company that I'm not going to name for various legal reasons. How about another one? Undisputed marketplace leadership. Undisputed. Okay. How are we defining the marketplace? Is it like all products? Is it just the products in your category? Does that include substitutes? Are you a blue ocean and therefore your market is just your company and so you're cheating because you have 100%? What is leadership? Is it a plurality? Is it a majority? 50% plus one? I don't know what any of these three words mean. This is the kind of mission statement that probably sounded good among leaders, and now everybody's like, what does it even mean? One more. We will continue to build a corporate culture that respects and values the unique strengths and cultural differences of our associates. Okay, I like parts of this one. I like the idea that we're focused on company culture and respecting cultural differences and the strengths that employees provide, but I still don't know what you do or why you do it. How am I supposed to get motivated to just do this? Yes, I can respond positively to the idea that you care about these things, but I still don't know what you want me to do when I show up at 8 a.m. How does this even happen? How do mission statements turn into this mad lib of buzzwords and craziness? Well, in a lot of cases, it's not actually the goal of any leader to have a terrible mission statement. It's the process that we use, or for my Canadian friends, the process. You know, you start out calling a company offsite. Maybe it's just the senior leaders. Maybe it's a cross-section of employees, which is better than just having the senior leaders. But you take a group of people, usually take them away from the work, and you sit them down to brainstorm the company mission statement. And if you're smart, in fact, in most cases, you start out with a draft mission statement. But as soon as we have that draft, as soon as there's something on the whiteboard, as soon as something is written down, people turn into parliamentarians and college English professors and start debating the connotations of certain words and the order those words are supposed to come in. And so we end up with a mission statement that inspired the people who wrote it, but doesn't ever take into consideration anybody else. So we send it off, we get it engraved on a plaque, we put that plaque in the entry to our offices, and everybody promptly forgets. And as a result, we end up with a mission statement that fails. Now, I believe there's a really, really easy way to know whether or not, in the midst of writing a mission statement, whether or not it's actually going to succeed. When we look at the research, a mission statement at its core needs to do three things for the people who read it, for the employees of the organization. It needs to unify. It needs to give an aspiration that is so big, what the research would call a superordinate goal. It needs to give an aspiration that is so big it requires interdependence, and as a result, we put aside our petty differences. We squelch the silos, the politics, the turf wars, and we say if we don't get this done, the world will be a worse off place. So let's get together and let's work together for it. It should unify. It should direct. It should clearly and concisely let everybody know what good looks like or what mission accomplished looks like. To use a term from two of my favorite authors, the Heath brothers, Chip and Dan Heath, it should pass the champagne test. When we read it, everybody knows when it's time to pop open that bottle of champagne or sparkling grape juice if you're so inclined. And the last thing it should do is it should motivate. It should make it clear what the stakes are, what the stakes to failing are, how the world will be worse off if we don't achieve it, or it should make it clear who and how many people benefits, more than just the shareholders, who and how many people benefit if we achieve this thing. It should be something that motivates everybody, some goal that isn't just dangled in front of people, but is drawn out of everybody. And when you look at the organizations, the revolutions, the reformations that truly impacted the world, that's what they have in common. They were so big that they couldn't help but unify. They were so clear in what it is we are working towards, what that looks like, and when it's time to celebrate, and how much further we have to go until that time. And they were motivating and inspiring because they drew out of people some larger vision that was worth working towards or worth working for. Does your mission statement do that? Does it unify, direct, and inspire? So how do we know if we've got a purpose that unifies, that motivates, that inspires? Well, the best way to answer those three qualities is with an answer to a simple question. What are we fighting for? If we can give employees a clear and concise answer to the question, what are we fighting for? Then we've given them an inspirational purpose that unifies them, that motivates them, that provides clear direction, because we'll know that we've achieved it when we're not fighting anymore. But fighting is not who are we fighting. It's not about company X and their products versus our products. I mean, some of your employees are gonna go work for company X one day, right? Some of the people on your team are gonna jump ship, so it's not about that. But maybe if they represent something that you correct by the way that you serve customers, that's a bigger purpose. People don't wanna join a company. They wanna join a crusade. And if you can give them a clear and concise answer to the question, what are we fighting for? Then you've given them a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Hey, thanks so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because we post episodes like this as often as we can. And if you really enjoyed it and you want to go deeper, then check out our totally free course, 3 Days to a More Motivated and Aligned Team. You can sign up for it at davidburkus.com/3days. We'll see you there.